Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation on the Summer Coolers campaign. Our project focuses on how this campaign successfully adapted to Qatar's intense summer climate by promoting refreshing beverages designed to connect with local audiences. We'll be analyzing the campaign through different public relations perspectives, including the situation analysis, host country environment, audience targeting, campaign overview, and implementation strategies. My name is Jasmine, and I'll be presenting alongside my teammates Alexia, Brooke, Jimena, and Dina. In this presentation, our group will be discussing the Summer Coolers campaign and how it was strategically developed for the Qatari market. First, Alexia will be going over the situation analysis to provide background on the brand and the market conditions. Next, Brooke will discuss the host country environment, including cultural and environmental factors that influence the campaign. Then, Jimena will explain the primary publics and audiences targeted through this initiative. After that, Dina will present an overview of the campaign, highlighting its main objectives and creative strategies. Finally, I'll be going over the implementation and use of messages and communication tools. And I'll conclude the presentation with our key takeaways and recommendations.
Hi everyone, my name is Alexia, and today I'll be discussing my situational analysis on McDonald's and its Summer Coolers campaign in Qatar. So, the organization in question is McDonald's, based out of Chicago, Illinois. It's a global fast food chain that pretty much everyone knows, and their mission is to make delicious, feel good moments easy for everyone. And their vision focuses on growing fast food while continuing to serve customers around the world. Some of their core values include putting customers first, promoting inclusion, acting with integrity, supporting communities, and creating a sense of family among employees. Now, talking about McDonald's background in Qatar, they first opened there in 1995 through Al Mana Restaurants and Food Company, which manages the franchise locally. Today, they have over 50 locations across the country and employ hundreds of locals. McDonald's is known for adapting to local tastes, offering halal certified food, and menu options that respect cultural preferences. You'll mostly find them in busy urban areas, shopping centers, and serving a mix of youth, families, and working professionals. Moving on to the host country environment, Qatar is extremely hot in the summer, with temperatures regularly going over 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Because of that, people really value comfort, hospitality, and community spaces like cafes, restaurants, where they can escape the heat. Younger audiences in Qatar are also super digitally active. Tech driven campaigns tend to do really well over there. The fast food market is growing fast. However, brands have to localize and keep things fresh to stay competitive because of the cultural preferences. Now for the SWOT analysis. McDonald's strengths include strong brand recognition and trust globally and locally, ability to localize products, such as their halal menu, advanced marketing technology, and budget to execute creative campaigns. Some weaknesses include the perception of McDonald's as unhealthy or westernized. Dependence on temperature based novelty could limit campaign longevity, and high operational costs for maintaining interactive billboards. Opportunities include innovative technology integration that enhances engagement and brand perception, a promotion of a new beverage line tailored to Qatar's climate, and strengthens emotional connection with consumers by addressing a real shared problem, the heat. Some of the threats include competitors that are launching similar summer promotions. Extreme weather conditions are potentially limiting outdoor engagement, and cultural missteps or tone deaf messaging in the Middle Eastern market. And finally, the problem and opportunity. The main problem is that during Qatar's summer months, the extreme heat discouraged people from going out, which meant fewer restaurant visits. McDonald's decided to turn that challenge into an opportunity by launching their Summer Coolers campaign. They used real time, heat sensitive billboards that change with the temperature to promote their refreshing drinks, made to beat the desert heat. This approach helped McDonald's come across as innovative, locally aware, and really in touch with their customers' daily lives.
I'll be going over the host country's environment, which was Qatar. Qatar follows a hereditary mirror where political power is passed down from the male head of the family tree. Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani is the current emir and has been since 2013. He was crowned prince after his brother renounced the title and took over after his father. Since it is a hereditary line, political parties are not allowed. Citizens are limited on how they interact with politics. This limitation is shown through voting, where there are strict requirements. You must be a citizen who is 18 years or older, and you also have to have a paternal grandfather who was born in Qatar. The population is over 3 million, however, only about 360,000 people are legal citizens. The House Freedom Civil Liberties examination states Qatar is not a free country and scored an 18 out of 60. For government regulations, a few are no proselytizing. Same-sex marriage and discrimination against disabled people is illegal. If you're found trying to convert people of Qatar, you could face jail time. It is all right to bring in religious material into the country unless it is to be used for conversion. Same-sex marriage is illegal in Qatar and can be punished by lashings, prison, and deportation. It is also illegal to discriminate against a disabled person, however, this is not strictly enforced. Now onto the Corruption Perception Index. In 2024, Qatar scored a 59 out of 100. This ranked them as 38 out of the 180 countries in the CPI. Qatar's score has gone up by 1 since 2023. Transparency International linked an article under Qatar's CPI explaining a link between corruption and authoritarianism within the Middle East and North Africa. The link is the leaders who have almost absolute control and benefit through wealth. This can be seen with Qatar's hierarchy as power is passed down through one family. When it comes to Qatar's economic environment, Qatar can be classified as a developed or developing country based on a few factors. For one, their GDP is higher than 20,000. According to Data Commons, last year's GDP was about $218 billion. This can be accredited to its manufacturing and construction services. Thanks to the country's wealth in oil, citizens and non-citizens have a good quality of life. The country has free healthcare and education, as well as being a research hub. In an article by US News, Qatar scores a 68.8 on well-developed digital infrastructure and ranked 25 out of 89 countries for entrepreneurship. For media and tech, Qatar is a state-controlled media system. Explained by the Freedom House, broadcast media and journalists are expected to have self-censorship. Journalists should face possible jail time if they're found guilty of defamation or other offenses of the press. Both media are influenced by leading families, however, they are not allowed to present false news. This could lead to 5 years in jail or a fine comparable of over $27,000. This can also apply to foreigners, as a Dutch journalist was forced to delete media of migrant workers. This was during the FIFA World Cup in 2022. Examining Qatar's technological environment, they have a large access. In January of 2025, data showed that 3.05 million people were using the internet in Qatar. This gives them a media penetration rate of 99% of the total population. There were also over 2 million social media users, which is close to 84% of the country's population. Qatar also has access to multiple social media platforms such as Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, which allows them a media penetration similar to other countries. They're even able to expand into the US media through their platforms. The 2024 Network Readiness Index gives Qatar a ranking of 32 and a score of 96.87 for adult literacy. This has decreased from the last data gathered in 2014, which gave them a score of 98%. The data measures people from 15 and up. Now we'll be looking at Qatar's culture through Hofstede's method. On Hofstede's website, Qatar has a power distance of 93. Qatar follows a hierarchical order where everyone has a place. At work, employees are told what to do, and that is expected. The boss has all the power but uses it to benefit the company instead of abusing it. They are expected to make decisions without input from others. The boss relies on their employees to get their work done in exchange for protection from power holders. For individualism, Qatar scores low with an 18 and is considered a collective society. They are loyal to their groups, such as family members or friendships. In this society, everyone takes responsibility for their members. At work, relationships are similar to a family's, and the promotion/hiring process looks into people's groups. For motivation towards achievement and success, Qatar is somewhat in the middle. This culture score is a 55. This makes them a decisive society. This means that Qatar is more likely to be competitive and strive for achievement and success. Qatar has a high score of 80 in the uncertainty avoidance category. They tend to avoid the unexpected and are firm in their beliefs. They are not tolerant of unorthodox behaviors, which can be explained by their need for rules and traditions. If foreigners visit, they are expected to follow Qatar's culture, such as dressing sensitively. They also do not allow drinking or brewing of alcoholic beverages. With a score of 14 for long-term orientation, Qatar is considered a normative society. This means that they have a large respect for traditions and don't focus on future savings too much. They rely on quick results. Unfortunately, Qatar does not have an indulgence score on the Hosted website. For Hofstede's website, it also does not list a feminine versus masculine score. However, Qatar is considered masculine. Qatar has schools that separate genders. It is a male-dominated society, and women seem to have less rights. In an article published in 2022, it stated that women needed to ask their fathers or husbands to do anything considered important.
Overall, this advertisement had a broad range of audiences given the different platforms in which they were displayed. It reached audiences of different ages, income levels, and different locations of the country. A primary audience identified in this campaign were people physically in public places, more specifically, regular shoppers in malls and other shopping centers. Since billboards and digital posters of the advertisement were on display in these high traffic areas, these shoppers were directly affected by the heat displayed on the ads. This included young adults such as Gen Z and millennials, as well as families. A similarity between these primary audiences were that they were consumers, people willing to make relevant purchases given the time and the place that they were in. Another primary audience identified were social media users. By posting this advertisement on social media, McDonald's was able to reach more users and directly engage with them and build a consumer relationship through social media platforms. A secondary audience in this campaign are businesses and store owners, in these areas where the ads were placed. Physical advertisements were placed in shopping centers where store owners already witnessed high foot traffic. However, it is possible that these businesses could have experienced an increase or decrease in their sales or consumer activity overall with the success of this campaign. Moving on to how McDonald's reached their audiences, I identified four unique approaches. The first approach taken was to address the problem unbearable heat. McDonald's managed to identify the problem, which is needing instant, affordable relief from the weather, and proposed a solution getting a drink at a conveniently located McDonald's all within one advertisement. McDonald's was able to meet consumer needs within each platform using this tactic. The second unique approach is real time messaging. By utilizing live weather responsive advertisements, McDonald's was able to generate live time reactions in response to the weather displayed in their ads, bringing attention to their summertime drinks. The third approach taken was location. Specifically for the billboards and posters, these advertisements were strategically placed in popular areas where people were already willing to make impulsive purchases, especially if it is conveniently located. Finally, the social media adaptation of this campaign was a unique approach. By expanding their advertisement to social media platforms, McDonald's was able to reach a broader audience, but more specifically, reach a younger audience that is digitally dependent. Younger audiences, usually between the ages of 8 to 16, tend to rely on their parents to make purchases for them. By expanding their online presence, McDonald's is able to cultivate a brand relationship with younger audiences on a deeper level beyond consumerism. Overall, this advertisement used a digital first approach in all aspects, distinguishing it from its other advertisements.
Alright, so I'll be going over the McDonald's Summer Coolers campaign in Qatar. So, for the first part, the goal of this campaign was simple help people cool down during the extreme summer heat by enjoying McDonald's refreshing drinks. The objective was twofold to boost sales of summer coolers and to raise brand awareness by connecting with the local community. For strategy and tactic, what McDonald's did was really smart because it tapped into an issue everyone in Qatar experiences the intense heat. During the summer, Qatar can reach 99 degrees, and in July, it might reach over 100 degrees. The campaign was used to offer a way for people to cool down with a drink, and the campaign's tagline was "Too hot?" And the tactic, McDonald's used interactive, heat sensitive billboards that actually displayed the current temperature. When it got hot, billboards encouraged people to grab a summer cooler and refresh themselves. For media channels, the campaign was mostly outdoor focused, with these billboards placed in busy urban areas and shopping centers. Social media helped amplify the campaign, shared fun content of the billboards, and encouraged people to engage online. In-store promotions also supported the campaign, reminding customers that summer coolers were the perfect way to beat the heat. So overall, the campaign combined technology, creativity, and local relevance to make McDonald's feel like a brand that truly understands and cares about its community.
I'll be doing the media analysis of the Summer Coolers campaign, where I'll be focusing on the three types of media that were utilized in this campaign, which was social media, blogs and articles, and billboards and posters. Each of these platforms played a key role in how McDonald's communicated this campaign to the public. McDonald's used each of these types of media to successfully engage with its audience, show creativity behind the campaign, and build awareness around the new Summer Coolers drinks, all while adapting to Qatar's local culture and climate. When it came to social media, Instagram was the most crucial platform for McDonald's Qatar during this campaign. The brand used a mix of Instagram posts and reels to promote the summer coolers, drinks like smoothies, lattes, and frappes, which emphasized the refreshment during the heat. Visually, the posts stood out with bright summer-inspired colors and playful writing that all tied back to the campaign's slogan. Instagram Reels were a creative tool for this campaign as well. The Reels allowed McDonald's to show the campaign in motion, featuring the billboards in action that responded to the real-time temperatures, and also videos of people enjoying the drinks in the Qatar heat. The use of Instagram helped them connect with their audiences, increase engagement, and build excitement that extended beyond physical locations. It was not just about promoting a product, but about creating a lifestyle around staying cool in such a hot climate. McDonald's also gained a lot of attention through blogs and articles. Several advertising and design sites covered the campaign. They mainly talked about how McDonald's used weather-responsive billboards that changed based on the temperatures, which made the campaign feel smart, innovative, and localized. These articles helped get the campaign more credibility and show that McDonald's wasn't just doing a typical ad, as they were using technology and creativity in a way that connected directly to the community. So the blog's overall coverage helped spread the campaign's reach beyond Qatar and got other markets and brands talking about it too. The billboards and posters for this campaign were the most eye-catching part of it all. McDonald's placed these bright and colorful billboards all over Qatar that actually would react to the weather. These advertisements detected how hot it was and then displayed a message like "too hot," along with the current temperature and a photo of the summer cooler drinks. They put these up in busy areas like malls, highways, and shopping centers, which are all places where people would already be feeling the heat. I think this was such a creative move because it turned a regular ad into an experience. It caught people's attention in real time and made the product feel relevant to what they were actually feeling that day.
McDonald's Qatar implemented the Summer Coolers campaign to help customers beat the extreme heat while promoting their new line of beverages. The campaign used a multi-channel strategy, including interactive billboards, social media engagement, and in-store promotions. The interactive billboards updated in real time using heat sensors, displaying the current temperature along with the tagline, quotation, "too hot?" question mark, quotation. On social media, the hashtag #SummerCoolersQatar encouraged user-generated content on platforms like Instagram, X, TikTok, and Facebook, helping the campaign go viral locally. Public relations materials such as press releases, media kits, and visuals were distributed to explain the technology behind the campaign and to highlight its goals. This approach combined physical and digital media to engage both in-person and online audiences effectively, making the campaign highly visible and interactive. This slide highlights the impact of the Summer Coolers campaign in Qatar. Sales data shows that the campaign increased overall beverage sales by 7%, with frappe sales alone rising by 88%. Social media engagement was strong, with users actively posting using the hashtag #SummerCoolersQatar. The campaign also received positive media coverage, which helped boost McDonald's visibility in the region. Key contributors to success included the interactive technology and the campaign's cultural relevance, which resonated with local audiences. Overall, the campaign was highly effective in achieving both sales and engagement objectives, demonstrating the power of combining innovation with localized marketing. This slide highlights the environmental and cultural factors in Qatar that influenced the Summer Coolers campaign. Qatar experiences extreme summer heat, often exceeding 110 degrees Fahrenheit, which affects outdoor activity and daily routines. The population is highly digital and tech savvy, making interactive and social media campaigns particularly effective. Cultural preferences for comfort and hospitality meant that customers were receptive to a campaign offering relief and convenience. By addressing a real environmental challenge, McDonald's positioned the campaign as locally relevant and culturally aware. Understanding these environmental and cultural influences was essential in designing a campaign that resonated with local audiences and achieved engagement and sales goals. The Summer Coolers campaign targeted Qatar's hot summer months by offering refreshing beverages and engaging the local community. It combined physical, digital, and PR strategies to create a multi-channel campaign. The campaign successfully drove sales, generated social media buzz, and received favorable media attention. The Summer Coolers campaign shows the importance of adapting global brands to local contexts. Interactive, tech driven campaigns combined with cultural awareness make messaging more relevant and effective. Recommendations focus on enhancing engagement through mobile apps, influencer partnerships, and continuous monitoring of campaign impact. That concludes our presentation on the Summer Coolers campaign. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen and learn more about our project. This campaign allowed us to explore how environmental and cultural factors shape public relations strategies in global markets, especially in a place like Qatar, where climate plays such a major role. Here's our team and our contact information. If you'd like to reach out with any questions, please don't hesitate to do so. Thank you again for watching.